It's time to play some stuff. Hey, what's up, folks? MultimediaJay here, and welcome back to Play Some Stuff. I sound a little bit different this time. The microphone quality is probably severely dropped because I'm doing this one totally live. Totally impromptu, so if I stutter more than I usually do, you know why. Playing Super Mario All-Stars this time around. We're going to play one of my all-time favorites in the early Mario series, Super Mario Bros. 2, as kind of a break-in test for the Retro Duo controller. I know I slammed the crap out of this controller in the Retro Duo spoof review. It's actually a parody of Dr. Ashen. I appreciate all the comments. People have been saying things like, oh, good review and stuff, but it was actually a parody first and a review second. So if you like the review part of it, I actually was giving some serious opinions, but a lot of them were very upfront, and having not had the console more than, say, an hour or two. Spent a good 5 hours making that parody. And one of the most interesting things about that is I was doing all the, talking like a Brit, or at least as best as I can, But after 5 hours of talking like this, it was actually pretty hard to switch back to American, the way I usually am. That kind of stuff messes with your head. I don't know how these actors do it. Anyways, when they play roles and they have to speak differently as part of playing the role. I said the Retro Duo controllers were crap. They felt like they were going to fall apart in your hands. Let's actually give it some good old gameplay test with Super Mario Bros. 2, one of my all-time favorites. And yay, I managed to restore my old save games off of this game. A lot of my folks let some people play my SNES and N64 games when I was off at college if they didn't outright give them away. So a lot of times I came home and the save games are actually gone. So let's go with Super Mario Bros. 2. I realize it's really popular this day and age to make fun of Mario 2 because it's basically Doki Doki Panic Americanized. But that just shows, how people take stuff like AVGN and all these angry nerd reviewers too seriously. I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't know that this was some other game. For all we knew, without knowing anything about Mario 2's successors, this was the next Mario game, and we liked it and we enjoyed it. I'm wondering if perhaps today's gaming population is so influenced by all these amateur reviewers and all these people looking up stuff on Wikipedia that perhaps they may know a little too much for somebody who actually grew up with this stuff. It's something I've been thinking about lately. Anyways, select player, let's go with Luigi, my favorite from this game, because I got in so many arguments with people as a kid over whether the Princess or Luigi jumped the highest. Because we were so young back then that we mixed up jumping really high with jumping really far, which is what the princess can do, of course, because of course she can float. Anyways, this controller, of course, it's a battle to do anything with this controller. You worry about whether it's going to fall apart in your hand, of course, and I want to see if it actually does. The buttons on the right are real easy to use, but it's the control pad that's terrible. I mean, don't even try playing Street Fighter with this thing. I mean, you will lose. I seem to be doing okay, though, so far. I'm not gonna... just flew off the vine. I should know this game inside out, ice cold, because I loved this game when I was a kid. I don't care what people know it as from the Wikipedia articles. As far as I knew, and as far as any other kid knew at the time, this was just the next Mario game. And I actually wanted Super Mario Bros. 2 with my first ever NES, so when my folks went and picked it up, they did just that. They got the Super Mario Duck Hunt, this darn controller. They got the Super Mario Duck Hunt pack, the action set, and they made sure to go out and buy a copy of Mario 2 to go along with it, because I loved Mario 2. There was no timer, there was more of an adventure sense to it, and I actually liked Mario 2 better than Mario 1. Yeah, I know, right? Blasphemy! They all say. But, anyways, this is the Mario All-Stars version, of course. I used to have the original NES version, and I liked the graphical updates in Super Mario All-Stars. As far as Irate Gamer is concerned with his hatred of this game is just proof that he's a Johnny-come-lately. I mean, give me a break, One of the distinct problems I see with this generation of gamers, I never, ever died there. That was because of the controller, ladies and gentlemen, and this super stiff crosshair key. Unbelievable. That was pathetic. Jeez, I can't even get past the first stage. Anyways, Irate Gamer, his hatred of this game just goes to show how much of a Johnny-come-lately he is. One of the things about this generation of gamers that I absolutely hate is how everybody and their mother's uncle is trying to be an armchair game designer. You ever notice that? Everybody wants to chime in and pretend they're the designers and go, this is overpowered, that is underpowered, this is cheap, that is cheap, this is broken, that is broken. I mean, can anyone actually play these darn games anymore? I mean, no, it's like, you know, they can't go to a, it's like not being able to go to a puppet show without looking for where the strings are. I mean, just enjoy the darn show. It's all a result of how spoiled people have gotten with all these CD games and things that the PlayStation has introduced. Not like before, you had to read the instruction manual to get the backstory. Anyways, like I said, this controller is probably going to handicap some of my abilities in this game, plus the fact that I'm talking over the top of it live and in real time. One of the things that I committed to not doing when I started this series was ending up like those Let's Players that just like jib-jab, and no offense to the Gaming Goose, but I know he's kind of making fun of it to some extent, and ooh, I shouldn't have flown off that. Again, the controller. I'm using the... No offense to the Gaming Goose, but one of the things that I committed to with this series was not sitting there and just babbling. So, a lot of times I will play the game first, then talk over it afterwards while the memory is still fresh in my head. That way, you know, my concentration isn't marred by trying to do narration at the same time. Okay, Ostro's easier than he usually is. Yay. Ah, yes, the slot machines. My folks almost took the game away because they thought this was evil. It's gonna teach our kid to gamble! The problem is I'd already been playing this game 5 or 6 years before they started thinking that. Anyways, I was really good at getting cherries when I was a kid. Let's see if I can still do it. Ah! Shoot, come on! Oh, wait a minute! That figures. The best I ever did with this most of the time was getting cherries. I usually just got this over with so I can go on to the next stage. You know, I don't need all that many extra lives to beat this anyways. You want a bonus stage where you can get bazillions of extra lives? Try playing the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. That game definitely has bonus chances that are far, far too easy.